Before we get started, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to share with a friend. Thank you so much. Good morning, and or good afternoon. Welcome to Christmas Crafts with Tools and Twists. I am Robin, and we're going to give it a few minutes and then we're going to get started. But again, we're doing Christmas crafts today, and we have 3 Christmas crafts that we're going to do. We have Blow Pop Snowman. We have our Reindeer Goodie Bag. And then we also have our candy cane elf that we'll be making today. Now, if there's anyone here that likes candy, raise your hand. Okay, me too. So because you like candy and I like candy, good morning. We're gonna start with our Blow Pop Snowman. Okay, so that's what we're gonna start with today. We're gonna get started, and if for any reason that you miss this live, it will be, I'm going to post it on YouTube, so you will be able to come back and check it out later, and you can share it with your friends. I would greatly appreciate that. So to begin this project, what we're going to start with is our white sheet of paper. We're going to fold it in half, and then we're going to take a pair of scissors, and we're just going to, you can freehand it or you can draw it if you prefer. So if you chose to draw it, you just take your pencil and you make kind of like a half moon shape, and then we cut that out. So that will be our middle piece. So we just cut that out, and then we'll make one that is slightly larger than this one for our bottom piece. Okay, so now you have your bottom circle, and of course you could, it could have been more round, but that's okay. So, and then that's probably a little too small. So because I made that one too small, I'm going to make it a little bigger. So now we have our middle circle. Okay, so now we're just going to take this piece and we're going to glue those pieces together. So we'll just use a glue stick, or you can use Elmer's glue, whatever you have available, or you can use tape. Now, if you're just joining us, we're working on the Blow Pop Snowman. Okay, so, and we've made our 2 circles, so we glued our bottom and our middle piece together. Then we're going to take a pipe cleaner, or if you have a piece of ribbon, you can use a piece of ribbon. You're going to grab your blow pop, then you're going to take your pipe cleaner, and actually what I like to do is fold it in half first, so I know exactly where the middle part is. So right there, and then we'll take our blow pop and put it in that middle section. We'll wrap it around maybe about 2 times to get it nice and tight around the blow pop. And then we're going to tie a bow just like if you were tying your shoe. Thank you guys for joining me. And so we're going to make our bow. And of course, it does not have to be perfect. So we'll make our bow. And we'll get it as tight as we can. Okay, then we'll play with it to get the shape and form that we like, so that when we get finished, we'll have this here. Next, we'll take a black sheet of paper, fold it in half, and actually you don't have to cut it in half. What you're going to do is you're going to cut out a square, and then you're going to cut out a little small rectangular piece, in order to make your hat. And then you'll glue the square and the rectangular piece together, and that will create your hat. Okay, so now that is done. And then also, if you have buttons or whatever you have to make your buttons to go down the snowman, go ahead and do that now. So I'm gonna use, I had these little rhinestone pieces that are almost like buttons, so I'm gonna use those. And I'm just gonna place them down the middle of my snowman. I'm gonna use 3 of them. You can use as many as you like. Okay, so once that's done, this is what it'll look like. Next, we will add our hat to the top of our blow pop. And I'm just gonna take a small piece of tape, and then I'm going to roll it up. Then I am going to take it and attach it to the back of the hat right at the bottom. So it'll look like that. And then I am going to tape it. And actually I'm going to move my bow around. I want to make sure that the side that is not open, so you see how the blow pop has the open part, I don't want that to be the front. So I want this to be my front. So just gonna twist that a little bit and then place the hat on the top of the blow pop just like that. All right, so that is what it'll look like. Okay, next I'm going to take the blow pop and I'm going to tape it to the back of the snowman. So place that down, take the tape, and just attach it to the back of the snowman. I'm going to use several pieces of tape to make sure that it stays on. And one thing you can do with this, if you want this to be maybe a gift tag, you can put to and from on it, or even if you want to turn it into a Christmas card, you can put a special message on the bottom or the back of it. So you can give it away as a nice little gift, or you can keep it for yourself. Who doesn't like a blow pop? So once we have it taped down, then we're going to turn it over. We're going to adjust the pipe cleaner so that the bow is facing forward. And there you have it. You have a cute DIY snowman. And even if you have pipe cleaners, you can add pipe cleaners on the side to add little arms, or you can go outside and get some twigs and add little arms. So, and they don't have to be the same. Okay, so there we have it. We have a DIY blow pop snowman. So that was number 1. Next, we are going to do the candy cane elf. Okay, so this is what we have next. So for this, you're gonna start with actually a green, well, you can use any color that you like, but I'm gonna use a green sheet of paper. And again, fold that in half. So we have our green sheet of paper, fold it in half, and we're gonna cut on the folded line. So we're gonna make a square. Not too long, and this is gonna act as the body for our elf. So now that we've cut that, it should look just like this. Okay? But then we're gonna cut a little hole in the top, and this is where we're gonna stick our candy canes in. So we just make a nice small cut. You can make it like a little square at the top, right in the middle of the square that we just cut out. Okay, so when we get finished, it'll look like this. Okay, so now we're gonna take our candy canes and we're gonna stick our candy canes through the slit. So just like that. Now we're gonna stick our other one in there. Okay, so once we have them in there, this is what they're gonna look like. But then we're going to take some tape. We're going to lay it down flat. We're going to take some tape and we're going to tape it down to the sheet of paper. And we want to make sure that it kind of forms a triangle, so that way the legs are sticking outwards. Okay? So, and a place to, basically you can use the base of the squares in order to have, line your candy canes up with that. So that's a good reference point. But now we're going to take our tape and we're going to tape the candy canes to the inside of the green paper. Okay. And I'm going to tape it down at least maybe 2 or 3 times, just to make sure that it stays secure. Okay, so now it's taped inside just like that, but then I'm going to put a little piece of tape here, and then I'm going to tape that down so that this stays together as well. So I'm going to take the tape, I'm going to roll it up, then I'm going to stick it in the middle. So I took the tape and placed it here. Then we're going to just do just like that. All right, so now this is what you should have at this point. Once that's done, then we're going to take, if you have some little buttons, or you can cut some little circles. I'm just going to use the same ones that I had the last time, and I'm going to place 2 of those in the center. Okay. And again, you can cut little circles, or you can use buttons, whatever you have available. Okay, so now I'm going to take a piece of this yellow paper, and I'm just going to cut a decent sized rectangle. And this is what I'm going to use to act as the collar for my elf. So I'm going to cut that rectangle and make sure that's long enough. Okay. Once I have done that, then I'm going to cut little triangles into it. And again, there's no right or wrong way to do this, so they can be as big or as small as you like. So as you can see, I'm just cutting little triangles, and that's going to act as our collar. So again, cutting triangles to make our elf's collar. And you can also use this on their hat as well. So wherever you want to place it, it's up to you. Okay, I think that might, let's see if that's enough. We just want to make sure it can go across here. So, okay, I need to cut at least one more. Okay, let's see. Okay, so once we have our collar all cut out and completed, then we're going to glue it on to the top part. So it should look a little something like this, okay? And we're just going to glue it on. Okay, if you have any excess, just cut it off. Okay, so once it's glued on, it'll look like that. All right, so then for his hat, I think I'm just gonna use this green sheet of paper. We're just gonna make a triangle. And actually, before I even make the hat, let's go ahead and do his face. So I'm gonna take a brown sheet of paper, and just like before, I'm gonna take the paper and fold it in half. You can use whatever color you like. I'm choosing to use brown because it's closest to my skin tone and I want my elf to look like me. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut a half moon shape to make its face. So I've cut my circle, and obviously this is not a good circle, so I'm gonna cut my circle again. Actually, I think I could probably use this. Let's see. Okay, so there we go. Now I have the circle shape that I want to use for my elf's head or elf's face. So now that we have that, then I'm going to take my googly eyes. If you don't have any googly eyes, you can use a sheet of paper or you can use a marker and just make their eyebrows and their nose and their eyes. So again, I'm using googly eyes. So for this, I'm going to use some hot glue. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to take a black marker. You can use marker, crayon, whatever you have. And I'm going to make a smiley face. All right, so that is what my elf's face is looking like. Now I am going to make my elf's ears. So to make the elf's ears, again, I'm going to use the folded line. I'm going to make like a leaf shape. So again, if you need to draw it with a pencil, draw it with a pencil, or you can freehand it. I'm just going to freehand it. So you want to make his little ears pretty sizable so that you'll be able to see them. And we want to make sure at the top there is a point. Okay, so this is what my elf ears are going to look like. And there's two of them. So I'm just going to cut in the folded line, on the folded line, so that there will be two. And then I'm going to, actually I'm going to cut my hat first before I attach them, to make sure they fall where I want them to. So now we're going to take the whatever sheet of paper that you want to use for your hat, and I'm just going to cut a triangle. So I'm starting in the corner, and I'm actually, let's make sure. I want to make sure that my hat will definitely fit, so I know exactly where I need to make sure, that I cut wide enough to make sure it fits on his head. So, okay. And your triangle can be as tall as you want it to be, however big you want your elf hat to be. It's your choice. So there's my hat. Now I am going to glue it to his head. Now at this point, if you want to, you can add the some more of the triangles if you prefer, but I'm not gonna add any. I'm just gonna leave this hat just like that. So now that I have that, now I want to glue on his ears so I can have a better gauge of where I want them to sit. So as you can see, that's what his ears are gonna look like. So now I'm just gonna take some glue at the base and attach it to the back of his head. All right, so that is what your elf's head is going to look like. All right, next I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to fold that so that I can attach the head to the candy cane. So we're just gonna, I'm gonna go ahead and attach it to the candy cane, which I'm just putting it right at the top, right in between. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And next we're gonna add his little booties. Okay, so for that, again, we're gonna fold our paper in half. I would just say for this, just kind of make a J shape and put a point at the end of it. That's kind of the easiest way to explain it. And that's how we're gonna make his little feet. So like I said, I'm making a J shape. And then I'm just coming and curving around. Okay, so this is what I have after making a little J shape. Then there's two of them. So I'm gonna cut on the folded line. And I probably don't want his little boots to be this long, so I'm gonna cut some of that off. Yeah, I definitely don't want them to be that long. So I'm gonna cut that off. Then I'm going to take the other one and line it up so I can cut that excess off of that one too. Okay, then I'm gonna take a piece of tape and I'm going to attach the little boot to the bottom of the candy cane. So roll up our tape, place it on the bottom of the candy cane, and then I'm gonna attach the boot so it will look like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the other side the exact same. So I'm gonna take a piece of tape, just a small piece. I'm gonna fold it, attach it to the bottom of the candy cane, just like that. You can barely see it, but it's there. And then we're gonna take our other boot and we're going to attach it. All right, and there you have it. You have a candy cane elf. So like I said, if you want to take this a step further, go right ahead. You can add mittens. You can add the little fringe on the hat. So you can add some bells if you like. Matter of fact, you could have even added bells instead of the little buttons. So those are just some extra ideas of what you can do with your elf. All right, so that is our candy cane elf. Next, we will be doing our reindeer goodie bag. All right, so again, we're doing our reindeer goodie bag. What you're gonna need for this is your brown paper sack. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by folding it down 3 times. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, and 3. So the area that we're gonna work in is the area above this creased line, okay? So the area that we're gonna work in is this section right here. So we folded it down 3 times, and now we're gonna get started. So for this, we're gonna start with well, you're gonna need 2 candy canes for this. And I'm gonna start by gluing down the eyes. Now, again, if you don't have googly eyes, go ahead and use a piece of construction paper. You can use white paper with the black and make a white circle and then a black circle to make the eyes. You can make them as big or as small as you like. I'm going to use 2 of the large googly eyes. So I'm going to start by gluing those down. And again, I'm working in this area right here. And of course, you can always add, if you want to use your marker, you can use crayons, you can draw your eyes, you can add eyelashes, which I didn't add eyelashes, but that would be a nice touch if you want to make your reindeer look like a girl. So, and for the nose, I'm going to use a small ornament that I had. But for your nose, you can use a red sheet of paper, you can use a piece of felt, whatever you have available. Go ahead and use that to make your nose for your elf. And you have to excuse me. Sometimes you have to get creative. I don't have another glue stick available, so I'm using my pencil. We're gonna put our nose right in the middle, and again above the crease line on our paper bag. So now what we should have thus far looks a little something like this. If you choose to make a collar, which I just took a piece of ribbon, you can take a sheet of paper, cut a little rectangular piece so that it goes all the way across the bottom of the bag. So we're going to measure it out, then we're going to cut it to length. Okay, so you should have a piece of paper or a ribbon cut to length, and then we're going to take it and we're going to glue it to the bottom of the bag, the bottom front of the bag. And again, that's going to be our reindeer's collar. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And then if you have any bells, which I just took these off of a string piece that I had, but if you have bells, then you'll just take the bells and you'll glue them onto the base of this. So we have now glued on the bells for our collar. Okay, now we're going to take our candy canes and we're going to attach them to the back of our bag. Okay. So, again, our candy canes, and we're going to attach them just using some tape, that's all. So make sure that your bag is folded down, and then right underneath there, we're going to tape it down just like that. So take a few strips of tape, and you're going to do this to both sides. So it should look a little something like that. Now you're going to do the other side, same thing. Put it in position and tape it down. Okay, then I'm going to take one long piece of tape to go across both candy canes. Okay. So it will look like that when we get finished. All right, so now whatever treats that you have, whatever candy that you have, go ahead. Well, you probably should have put your candy and stuff in there before you put the candy canes on there, but that's okay. It'll still work. So, if you were making hot cocoa treat bags, you're going to take your packs of hot chocolate. You would add your marshmallows and maybe some kisses. And you can even throw some candy canes in there, but you pack up whatever treats you have for the bag. Then you're going to just fold it down. Then you're going to take a little piece, another piece of tape. And then you tape your folded piece down so that it'll stay closed. I'm not going to seal this all the way up because I'm actually going to use this and add some treats to this bag. But this is what you'll have when you are completed a cute little candy cane reindeer treat bag, which again, you can put whatever you like in here, but I just think it's really cute to do a little, I guess, cocoa gift bag, everything you need to make hot chocolate. So again, we've done 3 crafts, which was the reindeer treat bag, our candy cane elf, and our blow pop, snowman. So what I'm going to do for anybody that missed the video, I am going to post this to YouTube so that if you want to come back and look at it later, you'll be able to take your time and do it, as well as share it with someone else who has kids. Maybe they can do some Christmas crafts tomorrow if they don't have time to get to them today. Or maybe you just need a cute idea for a last minute gift that you can give maybe one of your cousins, your friends, maybe your mom or dad. So again, be as creative as possible. Also, if you do these crafts, please make sure that you tag Tools and Twists so that I can see your creations. I cannot wait to see your beautiful creations. So again, make sure you tag Tools and Twists. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that you have a blessed holiday, and I hope that you were naughty. Not naughty. I hope that you were good and not naughty. I want you guys to get lots and lots of gifts, okay? So thanks for tuning in for Christmas Crafts with Tools and Twists. Thank you guys so much and have a wonderful holiday. Bye.